And 3, 2, 1. Hey, Rhiannon, how you doing, mate?
Good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. We've had, just had one with Chris, and it got off on some tangents.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we won't go that direction because, Chris and I have been friends for a long time. We we're pretty comfortable around each other. So
Yes.
but yeah, I was just saying that. Well, I want to dive into what we were talking about in the preparation for this, and it's like someone who's new.
Mm-hmm.
I've really made a point of getting perspectives on the acting and the film industry, basically throughout the interviews, except for a couple where we just went off on our own thing. But I wanted to get perspective from someone who's starting to really do well and getting some momentum, working from the ground up at a certain level. So what can you tell us about it? Because we discussed building relationships with directors and producers, and the potential for there to be an overlap between only trying to look for one thing, because this is an insecurity that I think a lot of people in the creative positions have. So what perspective can you offer us on that one?
So at the moment, I'm kind of very much in the industry, but between acting and assistant directing.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's very interesting because jobs will come up for both and you got to definitely choose. And I've always definitely primarily done acting. But having that assistant director experience under my belt is perfect for when anything acting's not coming up. I can just jump into that straight away, which is great. The best thing, though, for us, I guess, is that I wouldn't have been assistant directing without you, because we did that music video together where I was acting, and then you just kind of were like, you want to give this a go? And I was like, okay, and
also we chilled. We had the time where I discussed, I think one of the things I talked about with you was bro zoning women. It's okay, we're obviously just, the best thing for us is to be friends, so it's we got to bro zone each other, where it's why is that? Because every man wants to, it's just part of our makeup, and it's but it's okay, put it into that compartment. There's always that little something that comes up where it's oh man, she's got to go back, she came out of the bro zone, now she's back in. It's there was something, it was
and we had so much in common too, like you, me and Luke just had all the same music taste and everything, and we're all just hanging out, and I'm like, these are just my brothers, okay?
That's what I love. That one of the greatest things about going on the music videos, and I love taking the actors with me, is that we throw the aux cord around. That's and we start to find out people's taste in music, and you can just chill and you can be okay, and then you can find some common ground. And by the time you get to the shoot, it's all right, guys, here we are. Let's have some fun. And
I just remember your face, and I'm like, yeah, I like screamo, and you're just
and I was like, fucking what, when? It was awesome, basically.
No, but so I guess doing DMC, then obviously meeting Roger, who was the first AD, that's just, I just go everywhere with him now, which is amazing. So wherever he goes on a job, he's just, are you available, you know? And I guess all of it probably comes down to my obviously big belief in the law of attraction and the power of positivity, and what you put out, you receive. So I guess with that schmoozing with directors and stuff like that, I've just never done it. For so long I believed it's what you know, not who you know. And so I'd always do classes and classes and classes and this. And then probably the past year, 2 years, everything I've gotten is from who I know. They've just called me and gone, are you available? And I'm like, yeah. And so it's definitely who you know, which is kind of sad, but it is the industry. And I'm losing where I'm going with this. I'm going in two different directions.
I was just letting, I just want to add a little caveat to that, where, I can say for my own reasons, and I remember it very, very well, because we're looking for an second assistant director. And I knew it was going to be a tough gig, because it was going to be doing the shit jobs that are the boring ones. But it was who had that work ethic? Who do I think could make? But I wanted to give someone a shot. I really, really did. Because it's you don't want to go nuts. And give all these chances out to people that you don't, to a lot of people that you don't know, because you need to keep it in sort of a controlled environment. But in my limited capacity, I wanted to give someone a shot, and it was the thing that impressed me the most, and I wanted a lot of people to take away from this, the thing that impressed me the most and why I gave you a shot at something you had never done before, was because of your work ethic. Plain and simple. You came, it was a dick of a bloody music video shoot. It was long.
6 days.
It was something like that. It was just ridiculous. We just couldn't get what we needed, because, but you came from the Gold Coast consistently on only a few hours sleep. And I was like, I'm pretty sure all of us know what this is, what this particular project is and what it isn't, and yet she's still coming. And I was like, okay, let's see if she takes it, and you did. and then things happened. Like you moved forward and you got assistant directors on tag. Was it Tag Your It, is it?
Yeah,
Yep. And then I love this story, and then you were invited to, one of the actresses didn't show up, and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. Right on.
Yep. There's been probably countless times where I'm ADing and an actress is like, they're on the phone, they're like, she can't come in. And I'm going, oh, I'm also an actress.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you do it? And I'm like, I've got clothes in my car. Like, and this is why I always have a bag of clothes. The amount, like, the things I've learned is just to have a bag of dressy and casual clothes.
Yep.
Dressy and casual shoes in your car. Because the amount of times I'm like, I have some in my car. But if I didn't, I'd be in like, AD, like boots and jeans and nothing. And
comfortable shit.
Yeah, that's it. But I remember my point coming back. So schmoozing's never been my thing. I think I just omit positive energy and it comes back. And that doesn't come with like, that cocky thing that some people have. It's like just a comfortability with yourself and being yourself and loving yourself. Other people will pick up on that.
Thoroughly agree.
Exactly. I've got friendships, not where people kiss their butts or whatever that is. Like it's friendships. It's genuine.
It's a working friendship.
Exactly.
You could almost describe, because it's not a working relationship. You've moved beyond like what a working relationship could be. And I think if you're doing it right, then you're all working to a common goal, and you've got a working friendship where it's like, hey man, like it's like you hit me up recently for a music video, and it's like I wanted to, and the honest answer was I wanted to work with someone different. Like I'd sort of I wanted to start trying a couple of different things, and it's like, yeah, man, but trust me, got you in mind, like, and it's because of that attitude, like, and I guarantee you, the fact that you've got a bag ready makes people go, woof, it's woof. Cool, you are obviously, you're serious.
Yep.
And that's what I was trying to do with Devil. Like, again, just it sounds like a big shoehorn to try and pull it back to me, but it's like, no, it's seriously, I wanted to show people what I could do. I wanted to show that I was the stuff.
Well, you said that someone took a chance on you one day.
Chris.
And so for you to do that to me, it's so nice that now I'm also in a position where I'm about to second AD on a shoot and I get to bring in a third.
Yep.
And I've got this girl in mind, and obviously she has to be approved by the first, but she was just like me, knew nothing. And so it's almost perfect because she's going to soak it all up like a sponge. Yeah. The way I do things, the way the first does things, and she'll learn and then hopefully become a part of our team and do everything we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because I want to try. This is how I want to tie it back to the law of attraction, where it's like, I think, that is definitely an interpretation, but I think it's when you speak your truth forward, and it's not like, it sounds really cliche. It's like no, seriously, tell the truth, because you'd be surprised if you really dig at it. You would be so surprised about how often you lie. Like, and just on where you try to manipulate a situation where it's like, but if you actually spoke who you were inside forward, and you project that air of truthfulness, like, hey, this is who I am, and like, I'm a hard worker, for instance, pay attention to me, because and it's in your best interest to sort of like, and that sort of thing is what people are looking for, where it's like, again, you may not fit that particular thing, but your hard work ethic is behind the camera as a second AD as well. People know, like, Roger picked you up straight away because it was like, this is the first one and you nailed it. You did exactly what you were asked to do.
Yeah.
And, it's not all about the, and that's something I wanted to, really touch on, is like, it's not all about the schmoozing. Yeah, you got to do that. That's part of the gig. But really, I truly do believe that if you're unafraid to show who you are, to show that you are willing to go at something and project who you are truthfully to the world, then something will happen. And those kind of people who are the hardworking people that you aspire to be, like in that category of hardworking, successful people, they will find you because they must. Yeah, they simply must, because they know that people like that are hard to find. But when you do find them, they're reliable as fuck.
Yeah, and how draining is schmoozing? Like, if you've got to also pretend to be someone else and doing all these things that, like, real Rhiannon wouldn't do, or doesn't agree with them, I'm also wasting energy on that when I could be over here doing the cool shit and getting the actors ready. Where, like, if I'm just myself, 100% myself, like I read this thing the other day, and it was like, if you just don't lie, you have nothing to worry about or feel sick about or hide, because you've always spoken truth. So if anyone's ever going to say anything, 100%.
It's like,
it doesn't fall back on you.
Yeah, and potentially if they bring up something like, well, if you're truthful with yourself in a consistent, in an absolutely vigilantly consistent manner, then when someone says like, oh, the best thing you can say is like cheating on a boyfriend or girlfriend, like as a real world contextual situation where it's like, well, that sounds like it's a bad thing, but I don't do that. That's not me.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, it's just like I'm supposed to believe, like, yeah, actually, because I'm telling the truth, and I know this looks bad, and all I've got is the truth because I always tell the truth.
Exactly.
Simple. And I think you attract those people those are the right people to have in your corner, and and the stigmatism attached to truthful people, I don't think is warranted. I see the novelty in it, in thinking that the world is evil, thinking that the world is malevolent. But I truly do believe that there is a shift coming in, that people want to work together. They want to work hard and they want to work truthfully.
Yeah. It's amazing the people that I'd be working with, and I just kind of slip in a law of attraction comment and they'd be like, oh my God, me too.
Their eyes light up.
And then it's just like from then on, like I met this girl on set and we found out we both were in love with the law of attraction concept. And next minute we have the same birthdays. And I'm like, she was like, yeah, when's your birthday? I'm like, it's December. And she's like, oh, the 18th. And I was like,
those little coincidences in life that pop up where you make that stoplight, or you make that green light just in case that gets you there, and you don't have to stress about your audition, for instance, or that little thing that I picked this poster up in this frame. I got it 10 minutes before the fucking bell. Like yesterday, 10 minutes at a discount store. No camera shop had it. No office works in it. It was a discount store in Indooroopilly. It was the last roll of dice, and I picked it up. Little things like that just keep the ball rolling.
Exactly. So, I have a surprise question for you.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Cool.
Okay. So, you know how gigs aren't always consistent?
Yes.
What keeps you going? Like there'll be a gap and you've got to do other things to earn income and stuff, but what is it that keeps you
The
going?
overall goal. Have a clear, defined goal. Mine is, I know I've got two very, at different levels. Big budget wise sort of thing. I know exactly what I want to adapt. It hasn't been done before, and I think it could change the world, but I have to work. I have to be mature as a filmmaker. And the other one is exactly the same conditions. I have to mature as a filmmaker. I'm not going to say because I've got a little more people. Oh, actually, no, fuck it. They're going to Mars at some point. They're going to put people there. They're going to have film. They're going to have film cameras. Someone's got to do the filming. I don't see why that can't be me. But I have to earn it though. I have to earn it. Anyway, thanks very much for coming, Rhiannon.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So